What's up, guys? What day is it? Monday? Tuesday? It is Tuesday today, right? All these days kind of blur together now because I'm just always going. Anyway, I want to put together more of a regular time to do these videos, probably 2 days a week, and they'll be at the same time, same day every week. Without further ado, I will announce that when I have that set up. But let's talk about intuition. We all hear this. I hear this so often, like, what the hell is it? Because I think a lot of the time people don't even really know what intuition is. And I think it's really important to make this distinction because you know, a lot of people will think, oh, you know, something's telling me something. Something's telling me this. Something's telling me I shouldn't be doing this. Something's telling me I should be with this person. Something's telling me, right? Something's telling me that something needs to change. Okay? Now, it's important to notice that. But what's more important to notice is what is it that is telling you that? That is critical, is to know what is telling you that. Because if it's the voice in the back of your head that's telling you to go to that person, that's telling you to go to that party or don't go to that party or don't go out driving or go out driving or start that business or don't start that business, if you're having messages like this, that is not your intuition. And it is very important to understand this because that is clearly just your subconscious mind trying to either get you things, you know, that you need in order to, you know, it's like your mammal brain is trying to get you to act so that you can procreate or stay alive or, you know, do things for survival instinct. That's why your subconscious brain is there. So, okay, so let's talk about this distinction. Like I said, if you're getting messages that are telling you to do things like don't do this or go do that or go find this person or, oh, you know what, something's telling me that I need to go talk to that person or I need to go pursue this thing, you know, be careful with these messages because I love it, Teague. You know, if you're getting messages that are just trying to protect you, like that are trying to tell you to be safe or to go get sex or that you need food, like this is all your reptilian brain or croc brain or whatever you want to call it. This brain is just trying to keep you safe or have you procreate or tell you that you need something for survival, and that is not your intuition. That is not your intuition. And it's important to just make the distinction between that voice in the back of your head and your intuition. Okay, so let's talk about intuition. Let's talk about this. I feel like the best way to describe intuition is more of like noticing what you're noticing. What are you noticing? What are you focusing on? That is your intuition. Let me give you a few examples. You're driving down the highway and you're doing your thing, maybe you're jamming to a song on the radio, and all of a sudden you everything kind of slows down and you notice like a particular phrase or a word on a billboard. And you're just kind of like, okay, that stands out to you. Or maybe it's like a phrase or a word in a song. Lizard brain is your deep subconscious, but higher is your intuition. Exactly. Your intuition is the gap between your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. It is the gap between. Your subconscious mind already knows everything about you. It knows everything you want, everything you truly desire, everything you don't want. But the problem is that our conscious mind takes a long time to catch up. And like I tell my clients, your subconscious mind controls 90% of you. You have hardly any control. It's what you are learned habits, behaviors, you know, ways of thinking. You know, these are all learned over time. So let me give you an example of what I had today. I mean, I had the song example today. So I was I found this song today on the radio. I was just not on the radio, I'm sorry. I have a Spotify, and I was getting bored with my track list, and I was just like, I just popped in this one song. For those of you who don't know, I'm a metalhead. And I wasn't paying attention to any of the lyrics, and the only lyrics that stood out to me were, oh my god, let me see if I can remember what it is. I've been listening to it all day. It was something about, like, now is the time. Now is the time. And that was everything else was like blur, was like background noise, and then all I kept noticing was now is the time. That is your intuition calling to you. Here's another one. Here's how I figured out like my fucking life's purpose, okay? Your life's purpose, you can't find that shit without your intuition. I'm telling you right now, if you aren't paying attention to it. Oh yeah, Teak. Now I can't do that anymore because I'm a fucking old person, but so here's how I figured out my life's purpose. And again, this is, notice what you're noticing. Notice what you're noticing. So this requires you to be a little more conscious, you know, than most people are. Most people are completely unconscious. So like I said, meditating will open up these doors for you. Meditating will open up so many doors to you. It would allow new thoughts into your mind rather than be like overrun with these mad thoughts and things you got to do. You know, the only way to calm that down is by forcing it to calm down, which is by, you know, like I said, working out is a form of meditating. Sitting down and doing mindfulness meditation is another. I mean, there's so many different ways to do it. Go check out my other YouTube videos or YouTube and check out ways, you know, different forms of meditating. But, you know, I was coming out of my previous job at the Pentagon, and you know, I noticed a group of children coming from, I guess, like probably a middle school. And I was sitting there at the crosswalk. They were all crossing. It must have been a herd of, like, I mean, close to probably 50 or 60 people. And I literally sat there for probably about 5 minutes as they were all crossing. And suddenly I just zoned out. And what I was noticing was all of the children. Okay, so I first noticed I was noticing children, and then I noticed I was noticing the overweight children. And how they were kind of like, a lot of them were kind of by themselves, a lot of them were kind of hanging back, and I just stopped, and it was like slow motion. I was like, oh my god, like half of these kids are going through what I went through, like the hell that I climbed out of. They're going through that now, or they're about to. They're fucking about to. And my heart just sank, and I almost wanted to cry. And like I said, it was all like slow motion. Everything was silent, and I was just watching them go, and I was reliving everything in my mind. That is your intuition. That is your subconscious mind telling you, hey, you have power in this area. Well, at least at the time for me, it was, you have power in this area. You have passion in this area. Go do something about it. You know, like I said, it's noticing a phrase. It's noticing maybe somebody's talking to you, and all of a sudden something hits you, and you're like, whoa, and you have like a moment where you're like, oh shit. Like, that is your intuition, you know? A lot of the times, if you're listening to yourself, again, it's a lot of your subconscious mind trying to keep you safe and do your ritualistic things so that you can, you know, survive on this planet. And it's not necessary. You yourself is not always the best thing to go by. You know, you're always gonna know what's best for you, but you know, sometimes it's important to recognize the signals and where they're coming from, and whether they're coming from your subconscious or from your conscious mind, or from that gap in between. Your intuition is that gap. Is that your unconscious mind? I'm sorry, your subconscious mind trying to tell you what is right for you. And a lot of the times we don't pay attention because we're too busy rationalizing our way out of what is right for us. You know, I recently asked a person who was in a relationship, and they were complaining about having to drive all over the place for this girl. He was like, oh my god, you know, you could tell it was all in his physiology. You know, he's like, oh, I'm in love. And then I'm like, oh, so how's everything going? And he's like, you know, it's great. When you ask somebody about their relationship and they're going like, oh yeah, it's good. What the hell does that tell you? What does that communicate? And the problem is the person doing it doesn't actually realize what's going on. But when I ask them, you know, is it making you happy? Is this driving all over the place making you happy? And they're like, no, it's not making me happy. You know, I mean, you know, they're snapping at me, but, you know, who's doing what to who? You know, you're doing this to you, you know, and that's your unconscious mind trying to tell you, obviously this is not what you want. This is not what you want, but that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother video. What is the difference between intuition and empathy? I feel like in the area that you have, like, I feel like they're both kind of interrelated. I don't feel like you can be empathetic if you know, if you're not tuning into something. I feel like if you're not emotional about something, then I feel like you really can't be empathetic about it. You know, like if you're, I feel like everybody has empathy. Everybody has it to some degree. And when it's like something you're really passionate about, or something you've suffered with in the past, or you've overcome, you should, you know, most people are going to have like a feeling, a deeper feeling towards someone else in their previous situation, right? And a lot of the times, the situations that we overcome are the situations we end up teaching other people how to deal with, right? We put together a coaching program to help somebody overcome obesity because you overcome it, or you put together a program for abused couples. You know, wives or husbands in a relationship, right? Like, you overcome something, and a lot of the time you put together something, a program or a plan or something, or you at least you want to help people. Like, you want to help people with things that you overcome. I mean, I feel like if you don't, it's a lot of self-centeredness there, and you know, that's a whole different story. That's something different that's going on there. A lot of ego involved in there. But I don't want to go too off topic here, but you're definitely going to be empathetic in where your intuition lies. I mean, emotion is everything. Emotion drives you. Emotion is what drives you to do everything that you do. And a lot of the times people think they have choice, they have free will in the things that they do, and it's debatable. It's debatable. I mean, you know, a lot of people, like I said, all people are driven by their emotions, but how far? To how far can you drive a person with their emotions? How far can you drive yourself with your emotions? I feel like the sky's the limit there. But like I said, you know, start testing this out in your own life. Start doing it now. Like, put yourself in a quiet place, go take a drive, go out for a walk, and just sit back and stop listening to this. Stop listening to this for a second. Just give it 10 minutes, do whatever you gotta do. Just tell yourself to, hey, you know what? Relax, calm your mind. And what are you focused on? What are you focusing on as you're doing these things? What are you noticing? What kind of people are you paying attention to? What kind of state are those people in? Where do you feel most emotional, most empathetic? That is what you should be paying attention to. So without dragging this out too long, post your questions and comments below. You know, this is a really important thing to know. And like I said, the only way to make this work for you is to learn to quiet your own mind. And I've talked about this in a million other episodes, so go check that out. And I look forward to bringing you more soon. Let me know what you want to hear, what you want to learn, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.